Thank you, Chairwoman Johnson, and thank you to my colleague on the Environment Subcommittee, Chairwoman Sherrill, for co-sponsoring this bill with me. The NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards, known as NWR, is a highly successful nationwide network of stations that broadcasts natural, environmental, and public safety alerts. Simply put, NWR is the single source for comprehensive weather and emergency information. That's because it consists of more than 1,000 stations broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to 95% of the population. Like many of my constituents in Oklahoma, I have a receiver in my home, and I can tell you it's nearly impossible to sleep through it or ignore its loud alerts, especially during tornado season in Oklahoma. The devices themselves are inexpensive, around $20 in the most basic form, and can operate where cell coverage is limited or completely lost, which is likely in the midst of any major disaster. But they have limitations. Receivers must be within 40 miles of a transmitter, and terrain or building interference can reduce that radius. Additionally, the NWR network last received upgrades to its capabilities in the late 1990s. Since that time, operations and maintenance costs have increased and technology has greatly advanced. As the world becomes more digitized, we must ensure that the protection of life and property doesn't get lost in the shuffle. That is why I introduced this legislation. The NWR is consistent and trusted as a result of saving numerous lives, but it needs to be upgraded and modernized to remain effective for the future. My bill, H.R. 5324, authorizes upgrades to the existing system through timely repairs to broadcast transmitter sites and antennas. This will ensure that reliable systems in place are not abandoned and outages become less common. This legislation also enables a modernization initiative for broadcast to transmit to IP-based communications and develop options for backup capabilities to enhance signal transmission. This paves the way for the future and provides fail-safe options so that NWR is never down for an extended period of time. Last but not least, my bill requires NOAA to assess NWR access. This will ensure that these modernization efforts are successful and that people across the country have easy, reliable access in a manner that is in line with modern technology. While covering 95% of the population is great, we should always strive for 100% equal access. The three main tenets of my bill put us on a path to achieving that very goal. The benefits of NWR are numerous. The signal can easily reach and educate vulnerable communities. It can cover both land and marine warnings. And when a disaster is over, NWR can issue an all clear for a community that might be battered, but whose people are safe. I want to again thank Chairwoman Sherrill for co-sponsoring this bill, working in a bipartisan manner to perfect it, and helping bring this valuable service into the 21st century. I urge all of my colleagues to support this legislation, and I reserve the balance of my time.